Good morning. I'm Daniel Dalp, and this is For Your Sunday Morning Drive, the short podcast designed to help put you in a Colossians 3:2 mindset and prepare your mind for worship on those hectic Sunday mornings. For Your Sunday Morning Drive is also in partnership with Ministry League. If you've been looking for free resources to help you and your family worship and serve God better, please go to ministryleague.com or download their app, and be sure to check out the many other wonderful podcasts on the Ministry League network. I do want to thank you for making the podcast part of your Sunday morning routine or listening whenever you get a chance. And as always, it would be much appreciated if you would share us with someone that you think could enjoy the podcast. Well, that just about wraps up our announcements this morning. I'm excited to start today's episode. Let's get into it. This is episode 11, Turtle Crossing. Let's go to church.
Are we there yet?
I don't know if you've noticed, but it's turtle season. They are out with abundance crossing the highways and the interstates like they do every year. And on our drive to Hawesville every Sunday, the interstate looks like a horror show, littered with the bodies of sad turtles that look like they had an unfortunate encounter with Mario. And I don't know what your stance is on involving yourself in the affairs of our terrapin friends as they make their trek across the asphalt gulfs that stand in their way, but growing up, it was always the stance of my family to help the turtles. And I'm not talking about using paper straws that supposedly save the sea turtles, but something actually impactful. Getting your hands dirty. And I remember several times throughout childhood where we would have to pull over and my father, usually at my mother's prompting, would get out of the car and help a poor turtle across the road, removing it from danger. And the turtles in question were not always appreciative of our acts of kindness. I distinctly remember one disgruntled turtle relieving itself on my father's hands to show its thanks. Now, as apparently is a common theme in these episodes, you may be asking, what does this have to do with any spiritual aspect of my life? I'm getting there. It reminds me of the Exodus, specifically where Moses is leading God's people out of Egypt and they are being pursued by Pharaoh and his armies. And they get to the Red Sea, and it seems all hope is lost. Will they be crushed by a force mightier than themselves? Is this the end of God's chosen nation? And then, out of nowhere, or so it must have seemed to the average Israelite, the sea splits open and safe passage is provided to them on dry ground. Danger is still behind them and all around them, but safety lies ahead. God here has essentially plucked them up and carried them to safety. And isn't that beautiful? Brethren, we are God's people today, and we sometimes find ourselves in some dangerous and hopeless situations, much like the turtle, and much like the nation of Israel. Let us understand that it is only by the grace and mercy and goodness of a being so much greater than our understanding that we can make it safely to the other side. Turn to God. He'll carry you through, but be sure to show Him thanks. And don't forget that as ambassadors of Christ, we are to do the same to help those that we see struggling, those that maybe don't deserve our help, or maybe have even wronged us. We help the struggling anyway. We make sure they get across that road safely, regardless of if they reciprocate or thank us. Galatians chapter 6, verse 10 says, "Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all, especially to those who are of the household of faith." And maybe next time you see one of God's shell-bearing creations struggling, help the turtle. I'm Daniel Dalp, and these have been some thoughts for your Sunday morning drive. Our discussion questions today are, how do we show thanks to God for helping us through the struggles in our life? And what are some examples of the unexpected but necessary mercy that God has shown to you?